Hi guys, Jesby in the UK, shooting a little update video for you on the mypasivetrades advertising platform. I don't normally do sort of midweek ones that often with mypasivetrades, but I felt I would actually do one today. You can see the time of the recording is Tuesday, September 17th. It's around about just gone 10 PM in the UK. And the reason for doing one today is there's been a little bit of a reaction, shall we say, to the fact that mypasivetrades have had some site issues, some outages on the site. They haven't been for very long at any given time, but you know, periodically there has been some outages. Now, obviously, with any of these programs, sometimes they will often update members through other means other than just the website. So often they'll have, you know, they'll possibly have a Facebook, they could have Instagram, they could have Telegram, Twitter, various things. The guys at mypasivetrades and ultimately Polaris Universal, who are the holding company, they are fairly active on Facebook, and they do throw a lot of the notifications up on their Facebook page. Now, in an ideal world, when you've got this type of platform and people need to sort of check in, certainly at least once a day, because they'll often be buying their ad packs or maybe looking to do a withdrawal, you could argue that if they were sort of working on the site, and I'll show you in a moment, they did notify members that that was going on. But if you're somebody who probably isn't very active with Facebook, or you just don't want to get involved with social media, you wouldn't necessarily have seen those notices. So the point could be argued that really, if the site went down for any reason, if the programmers were doing anything to the scripts, the server, moving files around, etc., that rather than it going to a 524, a 404 page or whatever, that it would actually go to a page that would say maintenance is taking place. Now, I know originally when they posted in the Facebook group, which we'll just go over to now, if you scan down on the 15th, Lydia, who's the sort of MD for Polaris Universal, she did do a post here saying that we just want to inform you we've been working on the live site for the last few days, and we'll be working for the next few days, putting some upgrades, new functions. Don't panic if site is going down for a few minutes, everything's fine. We just don't want to put site into, she's maintaining mode, but I think she obviously means maintenance mode, so sorry for inconvenience. MPT is not going anywhere, don't worry. Thank you guys for the support, and it's got a attention please there. I mean, they're damned if they do, damned if they don't, but I think they would have been better, personally, if they'd actually just said to everyone for a set period of time, if they needed, their programmers needed, I don't know, 5 to 6 hours to really get behind it and get into the nuts and bolts, rather than possibly going in at various times during the day and causing, by moving anything, causing the site to go down. Because unfortunately, things like that will happen. It will create FUD, it will create a bit of panic. People suddenly think, right, they've made off, blah, blah, blah. I've been with enough programs now to know that sometimes they do have to do things on this site. My Ads Up is another one that a few months back had some site issues, and it was a real pain when it kept going down and everything. But, they've worked on that, they've got around it, it's still there. I personally, today when I've logged in, not had any issues, but I could just be one of the lucky ones, And Darren, on September the 14th, Darren Bradbury, who's one of the co-owners of the program, did do a Facebook Live, and he covered the issue of some of the glitches they've had with the site. So that was mentioned there. So in a way, for me at the moment, my gut feel is, I'm still sort of looking to kind of carry on, business as usual for me. With any of these programs, the minute they stop paying, or they start making excuses as to why they're not going to pay me, or run the ads that I'm placing, etc., etc., that's when I'll take the view that I'm not going to be comfortable continuing with that program. But if you're looking at this program at the moment and you haven't already got in, I would say it might be prudent just for the next couple of weeks, possibly a month, just, you know, maybe stay on the sidelines really, and just to see what's happening with the site, and we get some sort of stability. For those already in it, really, you've got one or two choices. You either, again, like myself, my gut feel says I'm happy that it's business as usual, but you might take the view the ad packs you've got in the program will take around about at 1% a day. It'll take about 4 months for them to mature. So if we actually log in now, and let's just, the pain will be this login ad, because oh, it's actually loaded quick for once. There we go. This is the only part of the program where you actually have to view something. There's a login ad here usually. Sometimes it's promoting their own Eureka exchange. Other times it's members of the program will promote their offers. So we'll just let this count down, and then we'll go through to the back office. And there we go. So we skip that and go behind. And there we go. Right, okay. So if you've got active ad packs in the program, you'd already be aware, you know the deal. Basically, you're getting 1% a day a reward on that ad pack. It will mature at 125 days, and once it does, it goes into your wallet summary. So depending on, you know, what view you're taking on things at the moment, as I say, they've nearly been running a year. You've got people today saying, oh, you know, they've been going so long now, it's possibly, you know, it's running out of steam, blah blah blah, and everyone's going to have their own take on it. Personally, my gut feel is I think there's still a bit of mileage in it. Could I honestly say that it's, you know, still going to be around in a week's time, a month's time, a year's time? No, I can't. I don't own the program. I can only rely on the information we're getting through from the owners and make an assessment of it. And like I say with all these programs, as long as they are meeting the obligations, if you like, in so much as for me to take part in it, they've made certain promises of what they're looking to do. As long as they're delivering on that, I'm comfortable. The minute they start to, you know, move the goalposts, change the program, and say, oh, they can't do this now, can't do that, that changes the view. But from day one, when I got in, you buy a $5 ad pack, you place your advertising, and they have said it'll be up to 1.25% a day. It's averaged out at 1%, and I've had no problems with when the profits I get go into my wallet, and any payments I've requested out of the program I have received. So for me, I'm still comfortable with it. That's my gut feel, and everyone, you know, has to have their own, you know, a gut feel for it as well. So it's really what you feel you want to do with it. As I say, as long as the program is there and you can log in and you've got the option to take your funds out. When I say take your funds out, obviously as you get the earnings from your ad packs, if they're there and you just simply want to now withdraw and not buy any more ad packs, that's obviously your call. You know, nobody can tell you what to do or even advise you what to do. You know, it's I'm merely stating, you know, what I'm doing with this, because all of my videos really just document my journey with the program. Yeah, in looking at it today, you know, and although yes, there has been some transparency that site maintenance was going on, I still think you're better off going into a maintenance mode and putting something up on the home page rather than letting it just go to a 404 screen, because it's always going to cause people to worry. Even when you do put this, because people might forget what they've seen on the FB thing, and you know, the guys have to realise that not everyone wants to be bombarded on their phone or, you know, tablets with FB notifications all day long. I get why they do it, because there's a lot of people who are addicted to Facebook and, you know, be checking their screens every bloody half hour to go in and see who's posted what. Instagram's the same. We live in that sort of world at the moment. Everyone's obsessed with social media. But I'm the same. I don't really want to come onto social media that often. And even with the sites, you know, I literally log into mypasivetrades once a day. I usually go in the morning, see what I've got down in the total balance thing, and we'll buy some more ad packs for the day. And then, as you've seen with my update videos once a week now, I like to come in and take a reasonable sort of slice off of my balance and withdraw it, because I don't want to just compound and keep putting back everything, because then, you know, it's dashboard money, which is no good to me. I can't go and do anything with dashboard money. I've got to be able to take something back out. So that's kind of where I'm with it. All I would say is, as I say, if you've been looking at it for a while and you're not in it yet, the prudent thing might be to hold off at the moment, purely just to make sure everything sort of stabilizes out. And once they've done all the changes with the site and we can see everything's back to normal, then happy days. But if you're already in it, you've kind of got two choices as I see it. It's either business as usual, or you would just say, right, I'm not buying any more ad packs now. I'll just let the money go into the wallet balance, take it out, and when you're done, you're done. Simple as, really. And I did actually do a withdrawal today. And where are we? So you can see there, the 17th of September, Bitcoin, it was, I think it was $152.50 when I took it out, less the one, yeah, you can see the 1% fee there, $1.52. So it's 150.97, and status is paid. I will show you both the emails and the blockchain payment, so you can see that that's hit through. And in this section, guys, I'm actually going to do the withdrawal. I'm shooting this as a separate video file that I'll actually put in the one I'm going to do later. But the time now is 2:02 PM on Tuesday 17th of September. The site's had a couple of glitches earlier. They've been posting in the FB group for My Passive Trades that certainly over the last week or so they have been doing some maintenance work on the site, and unfortunately sometimes when you are taking certain files off of one server and putting it on another, you know, the best will in the world, you are going to get some glitches. So occasionally the site has gone offline. It's never been for any great length of time, but obviously people are going to panic, and you know, you're going to get, some people might even FUD it and say, oh, they've gone, blah blah blah, but you know, they have been transparent about the work they're doing on the site, so it's to be expected. I had a similar thing. My Ads Up had the same sort of issues a few times where the site might go, but you know, they're still there and doing what they do, and I've no doubt My Passive Trades will be as well. So yeah, what we're going to do is actually come down here and do a withdrawal from the system. I'm going to take 150 out. I'll leave sort of 46 in the account. So to do the withdrawals, as I say, you just go down the tabs here and you'll come to the My Wallet. So you literally will just hit the withdraw money button, which we'll do now, and we'll take you through that process. So when you come through to the withdraw money page, you'll select from your balance, you'll key in the amount you want to take out, and then the to account, you just select you know, your Bitcoin wallet address you want it to go to. They have added in Perfect Money as one of the options to pay in and take out. I don't use Perfect Money myself. I would just stick with Bitcoin, but obviously you can do that. And then there's a security question here. You would fill that in and click the withdraw button. So I'll actually just complete that process, and we'll come back once that's done. Okay guys, I've just done that. I've actually requested $152.50 because there is a 1% processing fee that's taken off, so it gives me around about $150 by the time it hits the wallet. There's $44 remaining in the balance. So yeah, that's how easy it is to actually put the withdrawal through. And literally a minute after doing that, you get a withdrawal request as emails come through, so you know it's been initiated. So 17th of the 9th, $152.50. Payment method is obviously Bitcoin that I've done, and you can see the time there is 2:06 PM. So what I will do, once that hits the wallet, I'll actually add that bit into the video as well. And here we go, guys. I would have inputted the video file of me actually doing the withdrawal just ahead of this part of the actual video, so you'll have seen the process of me taking the withdrawal out. But this is the actual email that I received at 8:51 PM. You can see there, September 17th, 2019. and as you saw on the earlier part of the video, the withdrawal was actually around about 2:05 p.m, 2:06, so that is going to be what, a little over the 6 hours, so under 7 hours, and the payment came through. So usually, you know, around about 8 to 10 hours with these guys, and usually always within the 24 hours. I think Sunday's probably the worst day to take something out, because I think they're all sort of manually processed, so whether they give, you know, the admin a bigger chunk of time off on a Sunday, I don't know, but it always seems to take longer on a Sunday. And so just showing you that withdrawal hitting the blockchain wallet. So you can see there it received 17th of September even, 8:51 p.m. And I've just got it documented there, mypasivetrades withdrawal, and it was 151.07 when it reached, and obviously Bitcoin's sort of bounced around a little bit, so we're at $150.87. So yep. You know, as I was saying, for me, business as usual. It's paying out. It's doing what it's meant to do. It's a bit unfortunate with the stuff going on with the site at the moment, and probably could have been handled a little bit better in terms of not letting the site go to a 404 and just, you know, just really making the decision to at least put a maintenance mode screen up rather than not do it. Because I think when you make that decision not to do it, it is, as I said, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, but you're better off doing it, you know, to allay people sort of, you know, panicking and thinking something's happened with the program. But that is it for this update. Let's just go back to the home screen. Okay, guys, and to wrap up, obviously at the beginning of the video, I had to cover the sort of other topic, re the site and what's gone on today. But since the last update video, which was on September the 4th, we have another $330 in active ad packs, because when I did that one, I was at $5,000 in active ad packs. So at the 1%, that's roughly, what, $53.30 in bonus rewards that are coming through and go into my wallet. And it's then up to me whether I choose to withdraw them or buy more ad packs. And before wrapping this one up, guys, what I'm going to do, I won't go through all the usual advertising bits, because as you know, the $5 ad packs we buy, you get advertising credits to use on login ads, text ads and banner ads. I'll put a couple of other videos up that will show where I've done that in previous videos. I'm not going to do it in this one. But what I will do before I sign off, because if I remember rightly, I did about 3 packs earlier today, so I'm just going to get a couple more of the ad packs that go in and buy the ad packs. So what have we got there? I think it was about 15 I got earlier today, so I'm going to do, when I say $15 worth, I'll get another 4 for now. Just use a bit of what's there. So it's as easy as you just select there, $5 ad packs, and as it says, no surfing required to earn, and they expire once it hits 125%. Let's buy now. Do you really want to do that? Yes, we do. And it will go to the green status. There we go. Successfully purchased. So if I now go back to account overview, there we go. So it's added the 20 on there. So we've rounded up. So we've got 5,350 there, and obviously the balance has gone down accordingly. Right, that's it, guys. So as I say, I'll catch you on the next update video. But yeah, in view of, you know, some of the things that have kind of happened today, there has been some glitches on the site. As I say, I will put a link to the live video that Darren did on Facebook on the 14th. And I would say, if you are in the program, or you're even thinking of looking at the program, go over to their FB page, you know, join that, and it's a good way of staying updated on the site. You know, I would highly recommend in most programs at least get involved with some of the other platforms they have for putting notifications out. That doesn't in any way sort of take away from the fact I do think it would have been better to have a sort of a maintenance notification go up rather than let it go to a, you know, kind of a 404 screen. It's never good to have that happen. But I'm sure, you know, the owners and admin, etc., had their reasons for doing it the way they've done it. But yeah, I personally think it would have been better to put a maintenance screen up rather than have some of the confusion and the content that's now out there on, say, YouTube from other YouTubers, etc. But that's it from me. As I say, my gut feel is it's business as usual for me with this one. But you really do need to make your own choice. I do put disclaimers on all the videos I put out there because with any of the programs that I'm in, and you know that would include obviously mypasivetrades, myAdsUp, CASHFX. They're the three main ones that are sort of live that I do put links out to at the moment. But with any one of these, there are no guarantees, guys. It's crypto. It's the crypto space. And if it's not, you know, say a company making the wrong business decision, management decision that causes a problem for them, we never know in this space where regulation, you know, regulatory authorities can step in and just simply close an operation down, a site down, because they've fallen foul of, you know, certain laws. We've seen that about a year ago with a lot of the, you know, cease and desist orders that came down for various programs, and some that people thought were going to be around for ages. You know, it only takes a couple of things to happen with a program. People get disgruntled, go off, start making complaints, and, you know, that can be it. It can be game over. So, you know, it really does. It comes down to doing your due diligence, going out, checking up things about a program, just to see if you have a good gut feel for it. And I really put it down to that, guys. So as I say, you know, with all the ones I put, CashFX, mypasivetrades, and myAdsUp, you know, I can't offer you any guarantees other than, as I say, they're working at the moment. They're doing what they say they will do. And that's as good as it gets for me. You know, I've got another one that I'm in at the moment, which is L7 Trade. Now, this is probably the riskiest thing I'm in. It's kind of a very souped up sort of hype, if you will. That's all I can look at it at the moment. I'm not putting links to it. And I would say, if you have seen this, just stay on the sidelines at the moment. I will be doing a separate video on this one. There's a couple of news items to do with it that are slightly concerning. So, again, I would hold off with this. Yes, it is doing what it said it will do. And in my next video on it, I will show that it is actually, you know, all the trades I'm having out, it is building my ETH stack up. But it is a test one. And it is a very, very sort of high risk, really. And then the other one is the GANDHIJI DApp, which I did a video a few days ago on. Now this one, if I will put the other video up that will link to a video that the Oracle did about this in an interview with the developer. If you understand about smart contracts, or, you know, hopefully I can give you an idea here. Basically, this is, once something's on a smart contract and it's on the blockchain, it is a safer environment, if you like, to actually interact with, because when you are obviously dealing with any of the other programs we've shown in the video now, where it's just a website, that website could be pulled at a moment's notice. Now, with these sort of programs that run on smart contracts, they always have a mirror site anyway. So even if this site disappeared, there is another mirror site that would be on the blockchain. Probably wouldn't look as pretty as this, but the functionality would be the same. And once these are there, this is actually a copy of the proof of weak hands smart contract, which has been up for ages, you know, was never hacked. Had loads of people scrutinize it to see if there was a backdoor that people could, you know, drain funds out of it, etc. It's never happened with it. So if this is, as they're saying, an exact copy of proof of weak hands, the smart contract, then, you know, it's a pretty safe contract to be involved in. And once they're set up, they literally, it's like a little mini computer out there on the blockchain that has to follow the instructions. So as money comes in, it takes, in this case, it's a 10% deduction on any funds you put in, And equally, when people pull out of the contract, there's a 10% deduction as well. Now, that's distributed in the form of dividends to those who hold tokens in the program. Now, I only sort of chucked a little bit into it, and I'm kind of looking to add each week, which is what I said on the previous video. But you can see there, we've got some non-referral dividends. There's some referral dividends coming through there. And all I'm literally going to do with this is just keep selling the dividends, or reinvest, as it were. So then I can just get more tokens. And I think when I bought in, we were looking at around about 89 cents was the buy price. And you can see now it's gone up to 138. It was around about 140. I think somebody's obviously taken a bit out, because that did go over the 2,000 earlier today. That's the key thing that can happen with these sites. You could buy loads of tokens, and you've got to be prepared for sometimes there's going to be a little bit of an up and down movement on the contract balance and how that actually affects the price. But everything you're getting, you are getting in the form of ETH. Now, as we've seen with Ethereum's actually sort of started to head back up. So if you're looking at this as a longer term play, there's, potentially more ways of actually earning with the GANDHIJI platform. For me, I'm looking at it, as I say, for the bigger picture here, the link up with what they're planning to do with offering participants out in India the opportunity to have a crypto exchange platform, if you like. And then, hopefully the dividends we can see out of those transactions start filtering in, and that's a way to kind of build on your, Ethereum little pot, if you like. But yeah, so if you want a platform that's on the blockchain, if it's, as I say, they've said it's a direct copy of Proof of Weak Hands 3, so, it should be sort of hack proof. There shouldn't be any way that anyone can come in and drain it, etc. It should just do what it says it's going to do. I would highly recommend having a look at the GANDHIJI one. There is a link, there will be a link below for this one. As I say, what I'll do in a mo, I'll actually just convert those dividends out into more tokens, and I'll be putting some in later this week, topping up. I don't usually keep a lot of ETH, and actually some of the spare ETH I've had is actually in the L7 trade platform at the moment, and the idea will be, once I sort of double up on that, pull the earnings out, I'll keep the original set sum in there and keep working, but the profit, the doubled up profit, I'll actually put into GANDHIJI. And maybe that's a way of just playing the L7 at the moment, just make profits on that in ETH and just chuck it in over here. So it's kind of a win-win then. Alright, I'm going to draw this one to a close because it's gone on a little bit longer than I wanted, but as I say, links to all of the platforms are below, and as always, make sure you read the disclaimers. Anything in crypto is risky. I don't care what platform you want to talk about. They all come with risks, and anything you put into any one of these programs should really be kind of play money. It shouldn't be worry money, because if one of these were to disappear, you have to think of the consequences of that. If you are putting money in that you cannot afford to lose, then you are doing the wrong thing in the first place. You shouldn't be getting involved with any platform with money that you cannot afford to lose. It's simple as, guys. Okay, that's it for this one, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.